Hello, this is Ariella Carmel from CTech. I'm at Calcalist Tech on the Beach conference, and I'm joined by Meir Wahnon, the co-founder of Descope. Thank you for joining me, Meir.
Sure. Glad to be here.
So can you start off by telling us a bit about Descope and what it is that you do?
Sure. So Descope is in the authentication space. We basically give every developer, every app developer, ability to deploy authentication in his app easily with a few lines of code. So we abstract away all the authentication stack so the developer can focus on his main core business and the startup can run on that.
Wow, amazing. And can you speak a bit to the automation space and the cyber industry in general and what your competitors are, where you guys fit in there?
Sure. So I've been in the automation space for a long time. What we give here with Descope, we're trying to give a better experience for the developer. And this is a shift that is also happening today in the cyber world, that there's a shift left to give a better cyber experience for every developer. We give that by also giving SDKs, APIs, which is a trend which is very powerful in the recent years, but also with no code ability to basically drag and drop your authentication stack, and that is two trends that we see heavily in the recent years. In some way, there are opposite capabilities, but each developer decides what is more convenient for him to deploy it.
Interesting. And do you feel like the advent of AI and generative AI and the AI revolution in general that's going on right now is impacting cyber and the space that you're in?
So in our specific space, generative AI, I don't still see something very meaningful that can be done, specifically in the identity space. But it needs to be seen. Everything in that area is very revolutionary and new, and I think it might impact first other spaces before the identity space. I think some application could be more for the stock of companies, that the more ability to give innovation in that area first before it achieves to other areas in cyber.
I see. And could you maybe speak a bit more to how what it is that Descope does differs from other players in the automation space at the moment?
Sure. So we're focusing a lot for giving a very amazing experience for the developer to abstract away the cyber aspects of it.
Right.
And that is by the two elements that I described before. It's like the no-code, the drag and drop, which gives more customizability on one hand, but also gives the ability for easy deployment and seeing visually how the user journey goes from end to end. So this is one aspect. And on the other way, there is also the developer can use SDKs if he prefers to build the whole front end and the UI by himself. Okay. And this is something very powerful that we're doing, and it's differ from our competitors in that space.
Okay, and in terms of the general economic climate, can you speak to how that's impacted your experience as a startup in the industry?
Sure. So I think, first of all, for us, we raised money like last year, so we're less impacted from fundraising in that aspect. I think everybody's seeing that in the perspective that everyone is trying to be cash preserve, really be strict on what their budget is and what they're spending their budgets. So they're going to put their money at specific things which are critical for their infrastructure. Fortunately, we see that authentication is one of those critical aspects that they still prefer to buy versus build by themselves. Mm-hmm. So we're less impacted, but still on how much they will pay and how the negotiations and goes further on, that takes longer.
So on that note, are you feeling optimistic about the coming year and goals for Descope in general? Can you speak a bit about the goals for the coming year?
So we started last year, where our goal is definitely to reach broader, more customers, obviously, and brand awareness. As we only started last year, we still have to be every developer to know our brand and to know our platform and how it differs from our competitors. So there is still work to be done on that area, and that's one of the main milestones going forward.
Okay, great. Well, we don't have any more time, but thank you so much for speaking to us, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone else.